guys, I'm going to be doing the mommy scenario tag. I was tagged by Jen at Modern Mama 3. So I'm going to go ahead and do it while the kids are all staying in bed and hopefully down for the night. First question is, your kid is refusing to eat dinner. Do you stand your ground and demand they eat what you made or make something else? I do not make something else. Kids are allowed to eat what they want for breakfast and lunch, with the options I provide, and their snacks, so they have choice throughout the day. When it comes to dinner, I make one thing, and that's what's for dinner. I have no problem letting them go to bed hungry. I do keep in mind, I was a picky eater, so I know what that's like. So I make sure that there's something on dinner that they will eat. They do have to try whatever I make and eat a certain amount. But other than that, no, I will not make anything else to eat, and they can go to bed hungry. They get over that real fast. So if they're hungry enough, they'll eat it, they'll try it, they'll eat enough. And yeah, that's it. I got too many to make their own dinner, so they gotta deal with it. Number 2, your kid has a meltdown in the store. Nothing is working to calm them. Do you leave and come back another time, or grit your teeth and finish shopping? So we live kind of far away from like Target and Walmart and Costco and those kinds of stores. So when we go into town to do that stuff, we are there all day long. We have several stores to hit, and it's just a really long, hard day. So I keep that in mind. I get the kids treats throughout the day as long as they're behaving themselves, and they know, if they're good in a store, they get something little, not big. I don't usually get them toys unless we're at the consignment store, but like in a grocery store, they'll get like a yogurt smoothie or a little, candy treat or something just to get them through, but they have to be good. As far as the baby goes, I usually just end up having to hold him. He's still learning, training him, but I don't let him walk around the store. He stays in the cart or on me for now. But the other kids know the deal. It doesn't mean it's easy. It gets really hard, and by the end of the day, I'm done too. But we don't have the time or the money to drive into town again another day because we had to leave a store. So I try and stick to my list, get it done fast, get us in and out, and reward the kids along the way. Question number 3, your kid gets too many toys for their birthday. Do you make some returns or save them for a rainy day? So we don't do birthdays, so I don't have to worry about that. We do have a big family day once a year, and I'm really bad about getting my kids toys. I get them stuff a lot. I do stay in, we don't just get random toys. They get toys to add to collections they have. And then those collections are in big containers that we keep in the garage. They're allowed to have 1 or 2 collections or toys out at a time in their room, and they can switch them anytime they want. But they have to clean up everything and get the toy that they're putting in the garage all ready and all put in its container and cleaned up, and then they can switch them and bring out a new toy. That way the toys in the house stay to a minimum. They're supposed to stay in their room. The baby's got toys all over the house, but that's going to happen. So when we first get toys, a lot of toys, I let them play with them and kind of work that all out, and then a couple days later we put them in their collections in the garage, and then when they're ready for that collection, they pull them all out and play with them again, put them back, new collection. So that's how we kind of do it. So far, that's worked the best for us. Question 4, your kid is protesting sleep. Do you give in at 3 a.m., get them up and turn on a movie, or continue to rock them, nurse them, etc., and try to get them to go back to sleep? Definitely go back to sleep. I don't do anything that will create a situation where they will start to have a routine of getting up. Oh, I get special mommy time if I wake up in the middle of the night and get mom to get out of bed. If they're being noisy, like the baby, if he's like having a hard time and crying and stuff in the middle of the night, since I don't work and I stay home, but my husband works out of the house and he has to get up early, our deal, or what have you, since we had kids, is I let him sleep. I have all day. I have the what do you call it? The ability, to just stay home and lounge around the house if I need to, because I didn't get much sleep that night. But, he's got to function at work, and I need him to be able to do that. So, if the baby's being too noisy or restless or what have you in bed with me, then I will get up and go into the living room, but I keep all the lights down, everything's dark, quiet, and I just rock them. I rocked all my kids until they were about 3, so they're used to being rocked to go to sleep. But everything stays mellow. No movie, no TV, usually no snacks, unless maybe they skip dinner or something or not feeling good. But I keep all that to the minimum and really just try and keep a soothing atmosphere so they go back to sleep. So, question 5, you have an appointment and no babysitter. Do you bring them with you or reschedule? That's a tough one because we're so far away from everything. When we moved to where we are, I chose to keep all of our doctors by our old house, so it's a drive-in. I do try and schedule everything on one day if I can, so that if I do get a sitter, I can, take advantage and use the whole day to do my appointments. Once in a while I don't get one, so in those cases it really depends on the appointment, the type of appointment, the office, and how the kids are doing. I just had to take all the kids to my prenatal appointment, but we were finding out if it was a boy or girl, so they were kind of all excited for that. The older ones are really good. They all know, you behave yourself. I mean, they're old enough, and they took care of the baby for me. I knew it was going to be a fast appointment, so it was okay. Dentist or something like that, I would definitely not take them. I would, if I absolutely had to, reschedule. But it would depend on the doctor and the appointment and that kind of thing. But I try really hard to plan in advance and get someone to request a day off so they can watch the kids or what have you, so that I don't have those situations. Question 6, you have 20 minutes until unexpected company arrives. Do you rush to clean up your messy house or just figure, hey, it's okay, I've got kids? Both. Definitely. Depends on who's coming. My family obviously knows this is how it is. I got 4 kids. I'm exhausted, and we do our best to keep their toys in their room and things cleaned up. But when you have a toddler, stuff gets everywhere, and we're homeschooling, so you can't really expect to go to someone's house and, someone with kids, someone who homeschools. Just because we're home all day doesn't mean we keep our house perfect and we have the time to do that. We've obligated our time to other things. So family knows what it's like. I do, try and straighten up like the main living room or something where we're going to be visiting, or, clean the bathroom if it's really a mess. But generally, I try and keep up on the house in general as far as the little things go. Sorry, you didn't give me much notice, but I did my best. So, yeah, that's what I do. Number 7, you're running late and only have time to do hair or makeup. Which do you choose? I rarely wear makeup, like maybe to a wedding or one of my assemblies, but rarely. I don't even think I have any foundation right now that is good. I think it expired and all that stuff. So it would not be makeup. My hair, I'm very low. You know, I just brush it out and run my fingers through it. The baby is always, my hair is his comfort, so he's always got his hands in it, tangling it up, and puts him to sleep, and so it's always tangled and a mess. He hates it when I put it in a ponytail, if I can even get it. That's why it's short, well, one reason. So if I did that, he would flip out and probably pull it out. But yeah, I would brush it at least if I haven't done that already. 8, you're at the park and another child pushes yours. Do you intervene and correct them or go find the child's parent? I am a very non-confrontational person, almost at all costs. But when it comes to your kids, you know, you kind of have that mama bear instinct in you. So I've taught my kids when we are somewhere and another child is not playing the way they want to, or being rough or being mean, we don't play with them. You know, first we tell them, you know, hey, I don't like that. Can you stop doing that? And then if they continue, we don't play with them. We try and avoid them. We go to another area of the park or go sit down. And they do that with each other too, their siblings, if they're being mean to each other. You take a time out from each other. You don't play with them. For younger ones, I would be right there with them. I would not be, you know, sitting on the bench watching like I normally do. But if there's a child being aggressive or rough, I would stay next to mine or have one of the older kids right next to him, so he didn't get hurt. And if he continued on, you know, like if he followed us to the other side of the park or something, I do tend to raise my voice a little, like not yelling, but, you know, and telling my kids, okay, then we're not going to play with him, to try and get the parents' attention, like, hey, you know, your kid's being rude. That's kind of my way without being confrontational. And if it continues, then we'll leave. And, you know, if the kids are bummed, we just got to that park or something, we'll go to another park. But they don't like playing when other kids are being mean, so they don't ever have a problem. Usually, like Barbie, she'll come and sit next to me until the other kid, you know, gets bored and finds something else to do, and then she'll go off and play again. So, you know, we just try and avoid the confrontation while showing that, you know, you're not going to have friends and you're not going to have people to play with if you behave those ways. So that's what we do. The older kids know the drill. They're pretty, like, you know, it works. They've seen it in action. They know how it feels to be on both sides. And eventually we'll be teaching the baby that too. So those are the questions. It was a fun tag. Thanks for tagging me, Jen. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you enjoy. Yeah. So y'all have a good night. Thanks for watching.